Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. Student item pickup days have been announced. They are on the screen now. During these windows of time, students will be dropping off any books, like your copy from my class, and any other supplies that you've gotten from the school that are not yours. However, only the seniors will be turning in their laptops. Everybody else will keep their laptops and chargers through the summer. Remember, this will also be where you are picking up your yearbook if you ordered one. And of course, remember, the final 4-paragraph essay is due next week, Friday, June 5th. The results of our previous poll of the day: M&M's beat out Skittles by a 4/5 majority in a surprisingly heated match. For today's poll of the bee, where would you rather be? On the East Coast or on the West Coast? And the student learning goal for Wednesday, May 27th. I can begin concluding the story and using its message to begin my final writing assignment of the year, which is due June 5th. Today's will be a short video, so let's get started. So we're going to make this video as quick as possible, ladies and gentlemen, so pay attention. When we last left off in the reading, Jeanette was beginning her time in New York City, and in perhaps the fastest paced section of the book, several years advanced. Jeanette is finding success in New York, attending an Ivy League school and working to pay her tuition. Lori also has an apartment in the Bronx, and Brian has followed his sisters to New York City and is attending school himself to become a police officer. Even the youngest, Maureen, is taken in by Lori. Still a teenager though, Maureen is not as focused on a specific goal as her older siblings are. Not long afterwards, Rex and Rosemary show up in New York City, having followed their children there and becoming homeless in a matter of months. This causes Jeanette immense stress for a number of reasons. She's embarrassed that her parents are homeless. She keeps this fact a secret from her friends and classmates. She feels a certain responsibility towards them and wants to help them, but she also wants to live her own life as an independent adult. Today we are reading pages 258 to 273. Pause the video in a moment to complete that reading. Welcome back, everybody. So, Jeanette's feelings of obligation and responsibility are accentuated today as her parents struggle through the winter on the streets of New York. As Brian and Lori point out, though, they can always return to the house that they own in Phoenix, to Rex's brother in Welsh, or even to Rosemary's brother and her land in Texas. Somewhat surprisingly, Rex is able even to get sober for a while on the streets. However, that's because of some health problems that landed him an extended stay in a hospital. And however, in a somehow totally unexpected yet totally unsurprising twist, Rosemary is an influence who sends him back into drinking and his old life. Despite this, though, and his insecure response to Jeanette's Christmas gifts, which were thoughtful, but he stormed out of the apartment for them, he comes through for his daughter, once, by winning enough money gambling to cover her tuition costs. Rosemary encourages this too, showing that she is capable of making selfless decisions for her children from time to time. But then a bomb is dropped. Those of you who were at the Zoom meeting last week, Friday, already had a preview of this while talking to me. But we see in today's reading that after Jeanette is married her boyfriend, Eric, and she now lives with him in his high-rise apartment on Park Avenue, Rosemary reveals that land that her brother owned is now up for sale because her brother unfortunately passed away. Land which Rosemary owns an equal share of in the same size, in the same quantity, in the same area. She reveals that this land that she has owned her entire life is worth $1 million if sold. Think of every time in this book that it was mentioned that the family is poor, or hungry, or absolutely needs something. Think of the time that Rosemary fed her children maggoty ham because it was the best that they could do at the time. And all that time, Rosemary had a resource worth $1 million that they could sell. Jeanette is so shocked that she couldn't even seem offended that her mom revealed this news by asking Jeanette to buy her brother's land and spend $1 million of her and Eric's money. This part really bugged me, see, because I had just started to finally like Rex and Rosemary. Even though they have been not great parents a lot of the time, they've been at least sounding like great people or characters. But then things like this happen. Like when Rex was trying to teach Jeanette how to swim and was doing so by almost drowning her. Or like when Rosemary had a house full of starving children and was keeping a king-size candy bar all to herself because she claims she has a sugar addiction. I just never can know how to feel about Rex and Rosemary. Although I think that is somewhat the point. No discussion questions for today, ladies and gentlemen. And remember the following prompt for your final essay due next Friday, June 5th. The duality of the memoir allows you to hate Rex and Rosemary with a passion, yet still have a soft spot in your heart for them. In a 4-paragraph extended response, identify examples of negative parenting and the effects that it had on the children. And contrast that with examples of positive traits that the parents provided their children with. Write an introduction to your essay, use the claim EIEIO format for both body paragraphs, and finish your essay with a conclusion that wraps up your ideas. You may email your final papers to me as attachments anytime now, but until June 5th, as none will be taken afterwards. So that's it for today. I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and I hope that you're all doing well to survive the unexpected heat wave. It's crazy to think that only 3 weeks ago, it actually snowed here. Keep an eye on your emails and on your OneNotes for new templates, guides, and graphic organizers that will be an assist to you during the final writing assignment. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody.